Good day. I'm Lawrence Corner, the Faculty Manager of the Faculty of Natural Sciences. It is my privilege today to welcome all of our students to this award ceremony, where we will celebrate and recognize their excellent achievement throughout the 2020 academic year. At the same time, I would like to welcome all of our guardians, our parents, our friends and family members who have supported all of our students throughout this trying and challenging time in 2020. I will not forget to welcome all of our academic and administrative staff who have either supported our students in the classroom or in the offices, making sure that all the administrative processes are in place to make sure that we can celebrate today with all of our students. At the same time, I would like to welcome everyone that will be speaking today, in particular our Dean, Professor Davies-Coleman, as well as our Deputy Dean, Professor Halima Samsudin, and our guest speaker, Professor Liu, who will be addressing the students throughout the ceremony today. I hope that as you celebrate your success and the recognition that is afforded to you today, that you will succeed in 2021 in whatever you are doing. So I would like to welcome you and just from my side, once again, congratulate the recipients of all the different awards. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Professor Mike Davies-Coleman. I'm the Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences. A very warm welcome to all our Dean's Merit awardees to this Dean's Merit Award Ceremony 2021. Congratulations to you all. You have achieved a remarkable achievement by getting an average of over 80% plus for your examinations last year. This year we have a record number of awardees, 177 out of our faculty of 4,200 students. So congratulations to you. You're a very select group of students, and I'm extremely proud to be associated with your success. I welcome too all the parents and family, significant others, relatives, friends who might be joining us too to celebrate this moment with you, and to thank you for the way that you have helped our awardees get to where they are. I would also like to have a special thank you to my staff. This has been one of the most difficult years that we have ever faced together. Teaching online and being able to work with the technologies and to carry on as normal in an online environment has taken enormous sacrifice. And I recognize this and acknowledge it, and thank you all for your efforts that you have put into ensuring the academic project gets off the ground. This is a very important occasion for us to celebrate academic excellence. It is something that many of us want and aspire to, but sometimes we struggle to get to the levels that you have achieved. So I say again, congratulations. This year marks my 37th year as an academic. So I have been around the proverbial block, and the highlight of that, of my career, which has involved working at 2 universities in South Africa, universities in the US and the UK, and research institutions in the United States, a marine chemistry research career, which I've really enjoyed, has taken me to the southern oceans, far into the ice at the North Pole, and to the tropical paradises of the Eastern Pacific and the Californian coast. So I have had this amazing journey, which I've enjoyed. But the highlight of my journey has been the opportunity to work with talented young people like yourselves, to find young people with focus, the ability to work hard with determination, and to enjoy what they do. That has been the highlight of my academic career, and I'm sure my colleagues who are listening in tonight will agree with me. That is really the highlight of being an academic. There are a number of characteristics that I've seen in the most talented young people that I've worked with, and these characteristics are as follows. The first one is to understand that you require balance in your life to be successful. If you're working in science, you will find that every success is followed by more questions, more challenges. So it's never finished. It is never finished. You can never finish something and say, oh, it is done now. There's always an unanswered question. There's always an experiment that needs to be repeated. So you have to learn to balance your life. You have to learn to get that work-life balance early on. If you do that, you will be successful and you will really enjoy your life as a scientist. One of the biggest challenges you will face will be the skill of relaxing without guilt. You laugh, but that's something I'm sure you understand. You can never really relax because there's always something you need to be doing. There's always work that needs to be done. You have to learn to relax without guilt so you can recalibrate, refocus, and rethink the problems that face you. So there's a little clue as to being successful. The second one is about support. You are who you are. You have got where you are because of others. You must never, ever think that your success is yours alone. None of us are successful in a vacuum. None of us are successful without other people sacrificing on our behalf. So always remember those that supported you, your family, your relatives, your extended family, your teachers, your lecturers. Always remember to thank them right the way through your career and remember what they did to get you where you are. The third thing that one has to remember to be successful is that you have to make decisions about what you're going to do. The more you find that you are doing well academically as an undergraduate and then as a postgraduate, is that you don't really know which opportunity to take. You have so many. It's called an embarrassment of riches. Most of us have very few opportunities in life, but you're in that special group that often has many opportunities. And my advice to you is to choose one of them. You can do them all. You know you can, but choose one and be tenacious and determined and continue to give everything you can to whatever you choose. Always choose something that sparks your interest, that you enjoy, that you find that you're enthusiastic about. That's the key. Find your enthusiasm, find what you enjoy, and then pursue that. Because science has its ups and it has its downs, and it's the downs that your enthusiasm is certainly required, or else you will give up, and you never want to give up. So remember to be enthusiastic. So those three things are my little recommendations for you to think about. You are now very much part of our rising stars. I encourage you to go to the faculty webpage and look under the research icon on the faculty webpage, and then go to the brochure called Snapshots. In Snapshots, we have highlighted our young people in the faculty, our rising stars, the excitement that they have for the science that they do. Please go and have a look at that. That'll inspire you and also give you an idea of all the cool things that we do at the science faculty at UWC. And some things that you may not be quite aware of. So please, I encourage you to do that. So, because you're rising stars, I have asked Professor Leratodi Liu, who's one of our top astrophysicists, to address you. Professor Liu joined us last year, and many of you might not realize, but we have one of the best astrophysics cosmology research groups in South Africa. We have several top scientists who are recognized nationally and internationally working in the field of astrophysics and cosmology, and Prof Liu is one of those. Prof Liu has a fascinating journey from the Northern Cape through to the United States. He did his undergraduate degree at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology on the East Coast of the United States, which is one of the top universities in the world. He then came back to South Africa, did his master's at UCT, and went back overseas to do his PhD at the University of Central Lancashire. He has a wonderful story to tell. He's involved with the biggest science project in the world today, which is the Square Kilometre Array situated in South Africa. So he has a great story to tell. And I want to just say thank you to Prof Liu for agreeing to address our Dean's Merit awardees. And so I now pass over to Prof Liu to hear his story. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. It is a great pleasure to present at this Dean's Merit Awards 2021, an astrophysics journey from the Kalahari to the edge of the universe. My name is Professor Lerotodi Leo, and I come from the Department of Physics and Astronomy at UWC. I like to put this story in context and go from here in the right, showing an antenna of the square kilometer array that's been created, that's been built in the Karoo through space observatory here, SALT telescope that's in Sutherland, and the South African Astronomical Observatory that was built in about 200 years ago. And this period here when telescopes, the very first ones, were being made with people like Galileo using them, and Newton here ending up using some of those results to conceive the theory of gravitation, and take the story all the way back to our ancients, including here in Southern Africa, where it is believed by the Khoisan that the Milky Way galaxy was created by this young girl who took coals left in a fire, threw them up in the sky, and that is how the Milky Way was created. The story sounds simple, it just calls to create the stars. But back then, they did not know that stars and our sun are fueled by nuclear fusion. What they knew about how light is created and about how heat is created is a fire. So they used that theory that they knew then to link it with these observations of stars. And we do science this way. We interpret observations according to theories that we know, and also build theories based on observations that we make. And in this big story going from 200,000 years ago, I like to see where my own place is. And of course, it's here in the bottom right, these current years. I also invite you to think about your own place in this story. My own story started with Venus. It is called the evening star or the morning star, depending on when it is seen by cultures across the world. Among the Tswana people where I grew up, it is called Mpatlalatsane when it is seen in the morning, and Kopadilalelo when it is seen in the evening, such as in this picture that is shown here. And Venus, being an indicator of time like this, interested me quite earlier on, being able to predict its appearance and being able to see it there was really a fascinating thing for me. And in this slide here, I show Venus and a schematic of our solar system on the same day and time as when this picture was taken. And so from this schematic, Earth is here, Sun is in the center, and Venus is there. And in the evening, when Earth turns away from the Sun, then the people turning away would see the sun setting as one turns away from it, and Venus would be the last thing that this viewer then sees, and would also set in that same direction as the sun. So looking at Venus from Earth, one is looking across this way, across the plane of the solar system. And it's quite a powerful picture, just with our own eyes, we're able to see into the universe like this. And this particular plane of the solar system is also important because we believe the sun and the solar system formed from a collapse of a gas cloud that got heated to form the sun, collapsed under gravity, and its orbital motion was preserved by these planets then orbiting around the sun. So in fact, when we see Venus like this, we are looking back also to the creation of our own solar system and the forces that have preserved its motion. A very, very powerful and deep picture. That story of mine and its beginning in science included me enjoying my bicycle and with my primary school there in the background. Later went to high school and ended up at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology for university. I highlight this story because the university is considered, one of the top in the world, if not the top. And just to demonstrate how impressive it is, I show here one of my classmates from back that time, Adam Rees, and he's a Nobel Prize winner in physics for the discovery of dark energy. And it was a real privilege to be at that university, and where I think my scientific foundation was made solid. I've put this picture with a bike deliberately here, and also this picture here with me, part of the squash team at my university, because I think work and well-being balance is really an important thing, and something to also think about, and for yourself, for me, for anybody doing science. My research includes work on cosmic dust, and when one looks at the picture of the Milky Way, one will see dark patches amongst the stars, and these dark patches constitute this cosmic dust that I'm talking about. This dust is also where the stars form, where things like our own star would have formed from. I look at this dust as part of a study in the evolution of galaxies. And I've looked at some of the most distant galaxies in the universe through this probe. Some of them form dust at a much higher rate than dust would be forming in our own Milky Way, as the numbers in this slide shows. And that is why, and so they would be really, really bright in the emission that I use, and that is why we are able to see them. I also exploit a technique called gravitational lensing, and in this picture is shown here by these arcs, and the arcs are a galaxy behind that gets magnified by mass between us and it, and that magnification allows us to see these very, very distant galaxies. And together with this team listed here, I was involved in the discovery of these gravitational lenses. And this is a schematic of all the different telescopes that were used in that discovery. I won't go into the details of it here, but to highlight this important feature that the discovery made news, not just in the scientific community, but was covered also by our own Star newspaper here, and my local newspaper in the Northern Cape, where I come from. I end with this slide here that just shows some of my activities, both professionally and civic. You can see here an address at the Square Kilometer Array telescope meeting. In the middle here is a snapshot from a commercial that was made about my scientific life and ad on South African TV for a while. The bottom here, some a snapshot from some of my presentation in South African news TV. And to the right here is my visit to a library in the township that I come from, visiting a particular book club there. And to the right here is a picture when I was representing the astroparticle physics community on a visit to Tibet, China. And so this has been a very exciting journey in astrophysics. And I share it to also encourage and wish you luck on your own. Thank you.
the Dean's Merit Award ceremony every year, we recognize the individual achievements of our top 3 academic performers for the previous year. And our top 3 academic performers for the 2020 academic year are: in third place, Lisa van Nieuwenhuizen, a BSc Honours Chemistry student who achieved 89.5%. Well done, Lisa. Lisa was also identified as the best honours student in the university for 2020, which is a very impressive achievement. Well done, Lisa. In second place, we have Sherry Carlson, a first-year student in pharmacy who achieved a mark of 90.3%. Well done, Sherry. In first place, we have Doremi Shiyu Lim from the Department of Biodiversity and Conservation Biology, a first-year student who achieved an amazing average of 90.6%. Truly outstanding. Well done, Doremi Shiyu. Doremi Shiyu was also identified by the university as the best first-year student for 2020 academic results. I'd also like to recognize Mohammad Yassin Ajam, who was the best final year student in the university in 2020 with an aggregate mark of 87% for his BSc Environmental and Water Sciences degree. Well done, Mohammad, an outstanding achievement.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Halima Samsudeen, Deputy Dean of Research and Science. Thank you so much for the opportunity to say a few words of appreciation. Firstly, to the awardees, you did a phenomenal job. Congratulations. We had a record of 177 Merit Awards for 2020, a first in the history of Merit Awards in Science. Secondly, on behalf of the faculty, I want to thank the science faculty staff for the heroic and fearless work that has enabled the science faculty to continue to bring university education to students during a time of national emergency. Academic, administrative and technical staff are our frontline workers, making contact with our future leaders in every possible way to ensure that we have a sustainable academic future despite the health crisis. Thank you to your parents and loved ones who have entrusted us to provide you with a university education. As students, remember you should never question the prestige of these awards, especially for 2020. Know that all institutions were forced to commence with an online or blended learning approach. What makes your achievement unique is the fact that You got up every day and you arrived at your device to receive and apply yourself to what we had to offer. Today you had a glimpse of what we offer at UWC by meeting only one of our established and distinguished professors behind the voices on our screens. We thank Prof Liu, a South African astrophysicist from our physics department, for sharing his inspiring journey with us. Together with our phenomenally skilled staff and our families, we have someone special leading our processes. That someone is our Dean of Science, Professor Michael Davies-Coleman, who has navigated this faculty with such precision and care from 2012. At the end of this year, we say farewell to the Dean. But before we do, we say thank you for leading the faculty through its many challenges over the past 9 to 10 years. Dean, you steered us through many uncertainties, of which fees must fall, and the 3 waves of the pandemic are only 2 and we are still counting. But you never showed us what you were going through, even when your loved ones needed you most. We salute you and nominate you as the best Dean at UWC for 2012 to 2021. Thank you for your dedicated service to the science faculty